It seems that we're living in a time of great anxiety and agitation. And I think it's more important than ever for us to recognize and to honor our shared humanity. Too many people are divided against one another, divided by ideologies of all kinds, divided by politics, religion, nationality, ethnicity, and so on. But the fact remains that we are all human. We all feel pain. We all experience suffering. We all experience fear and frustration, anger and sorrow. We all yearn for love and for happiness, to feel safe and secure, to be cared for, to be understood, to be respected and protected. Certainly, we all have our differences as well. We can't deny that. In fact, we can even come to appreciate it. But at the same time, we can be so focused on these differences that we overlook our commonalities, our shared humanity. And I feel that this is what we must acknowledge above all else and to honor above all else. So that when we engage with one another, we begin from this foundation, that we begin by seeing and honoring one another's humanity. So whether you identify with some ideology or not, whether you identify with some particular political party or religion, or whatever it happens to be, let that be secondary to your humanity. First, be human and see the other as human. Recognize first that we are all a part of this human family. Learn to see yourself in the other and the other in yourself. I've seen so much ugliness in the last few years. I've seen people who I had always seen as kind and caring and gentle becoming hateful and hostile. I've seen people lose touch with their natural empathy and compassion and instead begin to dehumanize others, to wish ill upon others, and even to take pleasure in seeing others suffer. And I understand why, because underneath all of that is a great deal of fear. And fear can bring out the worst in us. When we're afraid, we don't think clearly, we become impulsive and reactive, and there's a tendency to lash out at one another. There's a tendency to become primarily focused on one's own survival, even at the cost of others. And I think it's important to be able to recognize this in oneself, if that happens to rise up in you. If you find yourself speaking or behaving in ways that are hostile and divisive, if you find yourself feeling hateful toward others, not to deny it, but just to recognize it, to see if you can look beneath it, to recognize the underlying fear, and to remember that we all experience fear, that we all want to feel safe and secure, that we all share many similarities in the way we feel. And to see if we can get back in touch with that shared humanity, back in touch with our compassion. There will always come times of difficulty, times of tragedy, economic instability, social unrest, and so on. And how well we survive these challenges depends a great deal on how well we work together, putting aside our differences and seeing the humanity in one another. It depends a great deal on whether we act from fear or from love. Now, I'm sure you've all heard this before, but it's always worth repeating. That in the end, when all of this is over and behind us, what will have mattered most is how we treated one another.